really? And I had my lots of profiles. Yes.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. We are in Salzburg. This is the town where the movie Sound of Music was filmed. One of my favorite movies, and Tammy doesn't like it so much because it's a musical.
Well, I haven't really watched it.
That's criminal.
Anyways, we are here in Salzburg today. After spending the last couple of days in Vienna with our friend Fabi, we got a very impromptu plan made to come here. Our original plan was to directly head to Munich, but then found this app called BlaBlaCar, which is basically hitchhiking, but you pay for it and everything's on an app. So with all the bad luck we've had hitchhiking the last few weeks, we decided to give this a try. So we hitchhiked with somebody through BlaBlaCar for only 10 euros.
300 kilometers.
All the way from Vienna, from quite close to the airport where our friend dropped us, and from there we came out here to Salzburg. So we just got dropped off here. The views along the way were incredibly beautiful. So we already got to see some incredible landscapes on the way here. The Austrian Alps, well, they're stunning. They're completely covered with snow at the top, but then they're also much more towering than the mountains we've seen until so far. So the Alps are actually spread across multiple countries. Here in Austria, we get to see them for the first time, but I believe they're also there in Liechtenstein and then Switzerland and also
Italy and France.
And apparently there's also a little bit of the Alps that's on the border with Germany. So that's a lot of countries the Alps is going through. And now we'll get on this little bus and hopefully make it into the city center quite quickly.
Let's go.
24-hour ticket, 5.2 euro. Okay.
24-hour ticket, adult.
There were 7 of them and she was the nanny, or as they call it, governess. We are going to the Mirabelle Gardens where the song Do Adia, a female deer was shot.
Quick weather update. It's about 2 degrees now, above zero, and it's super sunny. We have a very bright and shiny day, no clouds.
The red signal shows a man standing, and next to him there's another man standing with his bicycle. And now we cycle or walk.
You might be wondering why Shish and I are still wearing our backpacks and why we are not going straight to a place of stay. It's because we only have a few hours here in Salzburg and we have a bus later this evening all the way to Munich, Germany.
I think we should keep the camera and we should dance to the song.
Austria was the country where Mozart, one of the most famous composers of music, was actually born. So this right here is his house.
You're supposed to hold my hand, the signal says so. Oh, they would dress up in the movies. They would have a skirt, they would have a white shirt, something till here.
We just came to a little hole in the wall cafe and we picked up what is called as a semmel. A semmel is a little sandwich made with, usually with meat, but this is the vegan version. So there's a little patty in what is a very typical bun sandwich. Looks like this. We've got the one with cheese and mustard and pickles. So it was a little thing that I found on the internet and now we're here.
I really like the shape of the bread. It's like a small wheel. I would give it a 5 on 10.
This is actually an amphitheater which comes in the closing scene in the movie Sound of Music, where they hold hands like this and sing. I really wanted to see this place, so I just went in and asked if we could just peek in and see the theater. It's actually a concert hall, but then they said that you can go in only with a guided tour and only during the summer months when the music festival happens. So we can't see it today.
But there's a very incredible view right here. Look at this.
So this is the same abbey Maria was in when she was a nun. She lived most of her life here in the abbey until she was employed by the Von Trapp family as a governess. We went inside the church and it was so quiet. We were literally the only ones there, and the ceiling, everything looked so antique and old and very intricate.
This one's called the Nürnberg Cathedral. It's a very Gothic church, very beautiful. Has a nice little garden in front, but it looks like it was also a burial ground for people. Not sure from which time, but it's definitely over 900 years old.
In that movie Sound of Music, all the children just run off and come and wait near this gate for Maria to come out of the abbey. She'll be hiding herself in the church. It's the exact same view we see in the movie. This is where the children wait to see Maria. Wow.
What is this view? This is so crazy. It's so beautiful. That's the Austrian Alps right there. I never thought that we'd actually make it this far to come and see it in person.
Yeah, and it looks so nice. It reminds me of the Toblerone chocolates.
I think that's in Switzerland if I'm not wrong, but it's
Same
actually
Alps.
the same Alps, yeah.
We learned a few interesting facts about Salzburg. First of all, the name itself, Salzburg, means salt fortress.
So this town actually got super rich after they began mining salt here in one of the quarries in the mountains. So this is all rock salt, and this rock salt made the city super popular, very rich. A lot of money flowed in, and then the city became what it is. The old town is incredibly rich because of how many old buildings there are, and these are not small, these are pretty big. The second thing we learnt about Salzburg is that shops in the old town are not allowed to have shiny neon boards. They're only supposed to have these kind of boards that you see up here. These ornate iron cast boards. These are actually super cool. It feels like we're still walking around in the 1700s or so.
Yeah.
We're now done with exploring Salzburg. We just sat by the riverside for a little while and enjoyed the views. We're also getting quite tiring. We've been walking around with the bags all day, but now it's time to head to the bus station. We have a FlixBus from here at 5 o'clock heading to Munich. So, yeah.
Still a long journey left.
But you know what was really surprising? The weather today was 9 degrees. The high temperature today was 9 degrees. It's so high for what we thought would be winter months, and that too up here in the Alps. It's so confusing.